Hi everybody, this is Dynamic Gaming here, back with another video. Today we are going to be starting some character tutorials, and I have with me Dr. Spawn. Thank you so much for your services, bro. We are going to be
Of
covering
course.
Green Lantern today. So I'm going to be starting to make a lot of videos like this. If you guys are interested, I will definitely take suggestions in the comments below. Let me know if you like it. Please smash that like button. Alright. So for Green Lantern today, we are going to be covering why the character is usually underused and the specific strings that need to be used. So for example, a lot of people end up playing Green Lantern and think that the strings back 1-3 or back 1-2 are everything that the character has and are his most important buttons, etc. I'm going to tell you this. Out the gate, against many characters in the cast, they're actually some of his least effective buttons due to them being very, let's call it inconsistent, mainly because they have huge gaps, whether you're actually going for full combo strings or whether you're trying to cancel them into things like, say, Exploding Lantern, which, yes, it does launch, but many characters in the game can backdash it. So just as an example, Spawn, if you could block low for me. I'm going to end up doing the low string into the attempted launcher. If you can, I'm just going to ask you to backdash the Exploding Lantern, alright?
Yeah.
Just so that the people can see it.
Oh, my bad.
The lantern, yeah. So even in the corner, he can full-on backdash it as if the hitbox doesn't even exist, and that eliminates all the plus frames that Green Lantern has. The other options that he has are just kind of mediocre. Technically, he can end up going for a wall, which wall will stuff the attempt of a backdash, but if the opponent blocks it, it's full combo punishable. So he has to end up spending the bar to get this huge amount of distance that he can't always do something from. The next most important thing to notice for these same strings are going to be the options and how different characters can punish them. That's right, I said punish, even if he's trying to go for a mind game. So for example, many people don't realize, because they do it all the time, we always see Green Lantern players try to stagger back one. The back one by itself is actually full combo punishable. The string in itself is negative double digits, people. This thing is negative 14. So I chose Robin to hopefully be an example today, because Robin's one of the characters that of two of the three combo string options, if Green Lantern goes for them, he can full combo punish both options. So Spawn, if you could end up reversal DPing after you block my back one for me, please, just so that the people at home can see. Oh, a little bit slow there. Do it again. There you go. And as you see on screen in the top corner, it said that that was an actual punish against down back one, or down one, I should say, for Green Lantern's back one. So what I want to cover next is his other two options. It's like, okay, well, if I stagger it, I know that I'm full combo punishable. Granted, it's somewhat of a read. Well, against Robin, Robin covers 2/3 of those options. So as an example, Spawn, this time, I'm going to go for the overhead, which is back 1-3 from Green Lantern, or sorry, back 1-2 from Green Lantern, which is this overhead stomp. Even if Green Lantern goes for this overhead stomp, Robin has the ability to just input the exact same timing that he used on the back one stagger. It'll still full combo launch before the overhead comes out. So Spawn, if you could, I'm going to end up doing the back 1-2, and I want you to just reversal DP, okay?
Yeah.
Almost at it. There you go. So as you see there, even from a reversal DP, I still get full combo launched just for trying a different option instead. The last option that Green Lantern has is the normal launcher, which is the one that most Green Lantern players will abuse, and it's okay for a couple different reasons. So in this scenario against Robin, Robin can no longer just for free DP, but this is one of three options that, thank God, he can't full combo punish. However, for the Green Lantern player's case, I also cannot hit confirm this every single time into a launch. And what I mean by that is if the Green Lantern player does back 1-3, which is the mid launcher instead, if the Robin player tries to reversal DP, he will get hit by it. But if I don't have trait, or I don't see that the back one physically hit him, it is actually impossible for Green Lantern to immediately convert this without spending tons of extra bar, tons of extra resources in an attempt to make the launch. So for example, Spawn, if you can block the low and then try to reversal DP for me again.
Okay.
So I can preemptively commit and end up trying to do that with trait, and that would be one option for me to hopefully try to get some damage and convert. And then the other option would be if I don't have trait ready, so if you can try to do it again. I can try to do that. But as we already discussed earlier, the actual exploding lantern itself is completely fake. So for Green Lantern to do that, it is actually somewhat of a risk because he might just spend the bar and get absolutely nothing off of it. So this is where we come to the important part of the video, and that's going to be his 2-2-1-3 string, which this string here, it's the best knockdown scenario that he has, but in addition to best knockdown, it also gives him plus frames and spacing. This string itself is actually where Green Lantern's entire mix-up, options, and game plan are all spawning from. It is hit confirmable, meter burn cancelable, safe to plus on block. Now the thing is if you use the full string, it's only +1, and this is why I ended up picking Robin as the actual option today, because Robin has a 6 frame down 1. Green Lantern only has a 7 frame down 1, which means that if someone was to, hypothetically speaking, block the full string, even if I am +1 on block, someone that has a 6 frame down 1 might be able to end up trading with me, or if I'm not frame perfect, might end up beating me out. So I picked Robin in this example to show you why, even in a scenario where a character has a 6 frame normal, that does not mean that it is in their best interest to try to end up mashing. And then of course, if a character that has a 6 frame normal, if it's not their best case scenario, you can imagine what it is for any character that has anything slower. So Spawn, I'm going to ask you to squat for me, because this can be done mid-screen or in the corner, which is also what makes this so good. Because of the spacing that this ends up leaving Green Lantern at, in most case scenarios, a person that tries to preemptively mash with down 1 or down 2, depending on the character and their range, you will usually be able to end up having enough awkward space between the two of you that if they do try to preemptively mash a button, they're actually just going to end up getting whiff punish. So spacing right. There we go.
Oh, I'm surprised you didn't punch it.
Yeah, same. There we go. Got it. Now in that instance, as you saw, we can end up seeing clearly that after a correctly spaced 2-2-1-3, or sorry, 2-2-3-1, whatever the order of the buttons is, we can actually end up seeing that Green Lantern player, due to the spacing, if someone tries to mash with a 6 frame normal, will still get full combo launched for doing so. And this is something called Abare, where inside of that normal and footsie situation, I know that even due to the frame data, that mathematically, yeah, they can press a button, it is not in their best interest to try to challenge, regardless of you being negative or plus, because if the button whiffs, I get to, for free, full combo punish. Now in that situation, I did use back 1 again, but hypothetically, so I'm going to put you in the corner this time so we can simulate it a little bit more easy. If you just want to walk backwards, there we go. Hypothetically, I could do the exact same thing, even with standing 2. So if I did something like this, this is actually a terrifying scenario for Robin. And then he is forced to do something that he is more uncomfortable with doing in that neutral situation, and this is where it becomes a real mind game for Green Lantern players. In this scenario, because I am still plus on block, so against Robin as the example in this case, yeah, Robin might be able to try to mash down 2 preemptively. If he's not special canceling it though, it is full combo punishable. But what I can also do is start incorporating a throw mix-up game. So instead of always just whiff punishing, I can also do this. And I know that if he tries to mash, like how he did right there, and I time my throw button correctly, my throw will actually beat out his poke. And now it's back to advantage situation and spacing for Green Lantern. Now, when this mind game gets applied and someone understands that, okay, it's not in my best interest to start poking, I need to try to react to throws, Green Lantern can now start shimmying using forward 3 cancels or forward 3s and letting them rip, as well as standing 2-2. Which the 2-2 string, as you just saw, I can make full combo launch into the same scenario, kind of looped over and over again, into plus frames that most characters in the game cannot end up challenging. So for example, this time I'm going to do 2-2 the plus string and end up letting the whole string rock. Spawn, I want you to try to end up counter throwing me so that the folks at home can see why this can become so dangerous. So in your head, you're thinking that I'm going to end up throwing you, alright? There we go. And as you saw there, I hit for almost 40% into hard knockdown, and granted dropped the combo, but purpose and point being, if someone ends up blocking the 2-2 string in general, that is where most of the best, safest, plus options for this character in the game become. And this is what I really wanted to touch on today when it comes to Green Lantern. And for future videos, if people want to see setups, etc., totally down to make Green Lantern setups as well as other characters in the game. So just a quick taste of that in case people want to see it in the future, if you want to see more like this. Definitely let me know in the comments below, because I have a lot of really interesting setups and scenarios that Green Lantern uses, especially in his Oki game. Feel free to hit me up on Twitter or social media pages at Dynamic Gaming, and please like the video. Drop a comment below if you want me to do other character breakdowns. Thank you so much, guys. See you in the next one.